Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In previous session we have discussed about how to download and install Microsoft Visual Studio 2022 without any license. So in today's session we are going to discuss about SQL Server 2019. We are going to download a free version, that is Express version, and we are going to configure in our local machine. Before continuing with this session, I would request you all please subscribe to my channel and click on bell icon for notification alerts. Before downloading SQL Server, we have to check the system configuration for installation. This is the hardware requirements for SQL Server 2019. So we need hard disk space of 6 GB to install the SQL Server, and monitor we need VGA, which is having the graphics resolution of 800 by 600, and we need internet connectivity, and also we need memory of 512 MB for the Express version. If you are using any other than Express version, we need a minimum of 1 GB. We are going to install Express version, so we need a minimum of 512 MB RAM. Recommended is 1 GB for the Express version, so we need 1 GB RAM for Express version, and all other additions recommended by Microsoft is 4 GB minimum RAM required, and processor we need 1.4 gigahertz, and it is recommended is 2 gigahertz or more than 2, and the processor type should be it's a 64-bit processor required, and they provided some models also here, so you can go through with these hardware requirements. And if you comes to software requirements, need operating system of Windows 10 and higher versions, and if you are installing your SQL Server in any of your Windows servers, and then the operating system should be Windows Server 2016 or greater than that, and we need .NET framework to configure SQL Server. So in our case we already configured Visual Studio, so we no need to install this .NET framework, and we need network software like TCP IP need to be enabled. That is the software requirement to install the SQL Server, and here they provided detailed operating systems which going to support for the SQL Server 2019. You can go through with this link. This will be link will be provided in video description. And now we will download SQL Server 2019 Express version. So always try to download all the softwares from the Microsoft official website. In our case we are going to select the language as English, and here also we have the system requirements, that is our processor, RAM and hard disk space, which is required for this SQL Express version. And here they provided installation instructions also. So click on download. So we are going to download exe file and go to the folder. This is our exe which we are going to install. Double click on this exe, click on yes. So sometimes you may face this error like a required file could not be downloaded. This could mean the version of the installer is no longer supported. They are asking to download it again from this website which is given by the Microsoft. Even though you download again, the same file will be downloaded, and that is also it will throw the same error. So for that we have to fix it. So go to the PowerShell, open, right click on Windows PowerShell, run as administrator, click on yes. Here we are going to change some configuration values, click on enter. and these two comments will be shared in video description. So you have to paste and enter. This has been completed. Now double click on this exe which we downloaded from microsoft.com. So now it is asking to download media and custom installation. We have to download media first. For that we are going to download with the language of English, and I need advanced version SQL Express. So here select the Express advanced version. So it will be downloaded into this folder. If you want, you can change your storage location by clicking on browse and click on download. It is downloading all the necessary files from microsoft.com. It's around a 796 MB file. So our SQL Server Express version has been downloaded successfully, and we can click on open folder. So this is the file which is downloaded. Click on this exe. So this exe is having all the files which is not extracted. Once we click on this button OK, these files will be extracted into the downloads. Under downloads, this is the folder it is going to create. If you want to change all these things, you can change by clicking on browse. I'm going to leave it as it is. Click on OK. So it is created one folder. So all the necessary files will be extracted into this folder. This is SQL Server Installation Center. Click on New SQL Server Standalone Installation. Here we have to accept the license terms. So check this checkbox. Click on Next. So here you can check this if there is any updates related to your SQL Server Express version. So Microsoft will provide the updates for you. Click on Next. Here it is showing warning because we enabled the Windows firewall. That's why it is showing the warning. If you don't want to see this warning, it should come paused, means then you have to disable your Windows firewall, then it will comes as paused, but you can skip these warnings, that's not a problem, but remaining all three should be paused. Click on Next. Here I'm going to select only server. I don't want the machine learning things. If you want, you can select all the things also. Click on next. Here we have to provide the SQL Server instance name. If you want to leave it as default name, you can click on default instance. If you want to provide any named instance, you can click it here. In my case, I'm giving SQL demo server. I'm giving SQL demo, and in my instance ID also SQL demo. Click on next. Here you can create multiple instances also if you require. For that, again you have to run the SQL Server standalone installation version, and you have to add all the settings what we did now. Click on next. Here you have to select what type of authentication you are going to use. If you want to use only Windows authentication, you can leave it as Windows authentication, and you can click on next. If you want to use Windows authentication and SQL Server authentication, then you have to select the mixed mode, and here you have to provide the password for SQL Server authentication. So here if you want to add multiple accounts, you can add it. In my case, I'm adding my default account. This is my logged in account. Click on next. So our SQL Server 2019 is successfully installed. So we got all the status as succeeded. If there is any error, you can see here it will be updated as error like that. So we have successfully configured our SQL Server.